While Jehoram, son of Ahab, was king in Israel, Elisha the prophet told one of his servants to go to Ramoth Gilead. He was to look for an army commander called Jehu, son of Nimshi. He was to pour oil on his head as a sign that he was to be the new king of Israel. The servant found Jehu with the other army commanders and anointed him. "You shall strike down the house of Ahab," the servant said, "and the Lord will pay back Jezebel for the blood she has shed." When Jehu told the king's men what had happened, they laid their garments before him, blew the trumpet, and said, "Jehu is king." Then Jehu got in his chariot and set off for Jezreel, where King Jehoram lay, recovering from the wounds of battle. A watchman at Jezreel saw a company coming towards the city and told King Jehoram. Jehoram sent messengers out to ask if the company came in peace, but the messengers didn't come back. The watchman told the king and said, "It looks like Jehu driving, for he drives furiously." Then Jehoram set out to meet Jehu with Ahaziah the king of Judah. "Is it peace, Jehu?" asked Jehoram. "How can it be," said Jehu, "when your mother Jezebel's wickednesses are so many?" And Jehu drew his bow and fired an arrow into Jehoram's heart, and his body was thrown onto the land of Naboth, as a sign that God was paying back Ahab for innocent Naboth being killed. Ahaziah king of Judah fled away, but he was shot too and died. When Jehu arrived at Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it. Jehu called up to her servants to throw her down from the window, and they did so. She died, and her body was eaten by dogs, just like Elijah had prophesied long before. Ahab still had 70 sons alive in Samaria, so Jehu wrote to the rulers and elders of the city. "If you're on my side," he told them, "kill Ahab's sons and bring their heads to me." The rulers and elders did so, and Jehu said that the Lord had fulfilled what he had spoken by Elijah. Jehu also killed the relatives of Ahaziah king of Judah, and everyone else who belonged to Ahab's family. Then Jehu assembled all the people and said, "Ahab served Baal a little, and Jehu will serve him much. Therefore let all the priests and prophets and worshippers of Baal be brought to me." But Jehu really wanted to destroy all Baal's worshippers. Soon the temple of Baal was filled with his worshippers, and Jehu sent in 80 of his men to strike them down with the sword, and they then destroyed Baal's temple. But Jehu did not destroy the golden calves in Bethel and Dan. As king, he didn't follow God's law with all his heart as he should have done. And parts of the land of Israel were lost to Hazael king of Syria. And after reigning for 28 years, Jehu died, and his son Jehoahaz became king in his place. We learn from this that everything God promises always comes true. What happened to Ahab's family was exactly what God had said would happen through Elijah. And we learn that wrong worship displeases the Lord. We must only worship him, and we must worship him in the way he wants. And we learn that the Lord pays back evildoers for their sins. Ahab's family, Queen Jezebel, and the worshippers of Baal were all destroyed. This is why we need Jesus. Only he can save us from the judgment we deserve.